Bula.
Bula, everybody. What up? Sorry
Pradesh.
we're late. We're sorry we're late. What we got going on here? You guys should see the array of cameras that we got going on right now. We got my phone, selfie mode. We got the iPhone 14. We got the GH5.
Oi, Cody.
It's all going. It's all going. Hey, Bula. Hey, it looks good. Yeah.
Hey, this way.
I just saw it from the bathroom.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's good. How is it going, everybody? Speaking of bathroom, we are. Actually, I didn't show anybody yet. We did a big renovation of our bathroom. Not big, but for us, pretty big. And boy, if it starts raining, the rain's gonna come like in here. Welcome to On the Mat. My name is Jonathan Bati, and yeah, welcome. We're glad to have everybody here. Thank you guys for coming. What's up, Don? Hey. So we got people watching from Canada. Where are you guys all at? Where's everybody at right now? Santa Rosa, California. Rosie, Posey. How's it going? That's a long ways away. Santa Rosa. What takes you to Santa Rosa? I know there's. Is that close to Sacramento? There's a lot of Fijians in Sacramento, in California.
Sacramento.
Yeah. And then it seems like in Canada, most people are in Surrey. So, yo, Bula, brother Bill. What's up? What's up? So yeah, speaking of bathroom, why were we speaking about the bathroom?
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, so we did the bathroom right now, and then we suffer from low water pressure here. At times, no water, and so we built a tower, like a tower that's like 1 meter above the roof, so that it can. We're gonna put a tank up there, so that we can pump water up to that tank and then have water pressure at the house. So I'm excited for that. It's gonna be good. So Corey did that this week, and it looks pretty good actually. Looks really good. Anybody else? Any of you guys out there? Chochi Junior Bula from Lambasa, Bula Re. Bula Makoi Suva. Oh, nice. Makoi. I've heard some interesting things about water. Actually, I'm going to search it up right now.
Oh yeah.
Wainikorro.
You were just saying about Wainikorro.
Because there's been there's in Wainikorro there's like a big, I don't know if it's a dam or something, but there's water that comes from Wainikorro, and it supplies.
This is in Lambasa.
Yeah.
Up in Maduat.
From what I understand, and the landowners have shut off the water.
Wow.
Because they haven't been paid for 53 years.
53
Did you ask
years.
Sam to send that to you? They haven't received the payment.
Oh no.
Anybody else here suffer from bad water supply?
Yeah, Lambasa area.
Maybe. So, from what I heard, there's a decent amount of WAF people up there right now. Water Authority
Okay,
Fiji.
trying to show it.
Yeah.
Dapat
So I need to find this. Does anybody have a link? I heard of this yesterday from somebody. So
Oh yeah, I wouldn't I wouldn't be able to see it because
you should have your laptop out here.
it was
I mean,
it was on
Sam, if you were here, you could be doing this researching for us.
yeah, it was on FBC, so I wouldn't. So I'm like, all right, maybe
Oh yeah, right.
couldn't see it there.
So
'cause-
apparently this is. I was talking to an individual in the maritime and rural planning sector, and there's been some there's actually a lot of cases of water authority not paying landowners apparently. So I don't know if this is true, but
oh, okay, I got it here.
okay, Fiji Times.
Fiji Sun.
You got it in the Fiji Sun too. No water for residents. Landowner shuts out reservoir area. Demand payment from WAF, from Water Authority Fiji. You're right. Let's read this up, guys. This is off of the Fiji Times. As many as 1,000 residents of a cane farming settlement in Maduata have been without water for the past week after landowners shut out the reservoir area that supplies the residents. Those affected are students of Nadonga Central College, Wainikorro Health Center, and the police post. The landowning unit, Timbitimbi of Wainikorro, confirmed yesterday that they had shut out the 400 acres of which the reservoir is located and were demanding lease payment from the Water Authority of Fiji, claiming that for the past 53 years, the authority had not paid any rental. So guys, I'm just reading the report. I have no other than like we always say, like you should cross-check to different things. So what does it say? Can you give us a quick recap on what's the Fiji? So Fiji Sun is it saying the same thing? 53
Yeah,
years?
like they're calling for help because landowners, the tribe,
Yeah, the
uh,
tribe.
yeah, Timbi
Jesus,
Timbi
that's
clan
a-
closed the water source in Tanganikula because of dispute in land lease arrangements.
Land lease arrangements.
Mm.
So I know that I mean, you guys and everybody here, Montana. What's up, Hamza?
So yeah,
How's it going? Sorry, there's no battery in the background because I actually used the battery. So now a lot of you saw our last post about the Amaron batteries and how long they last, and you know,
very
last
long.
a long time.
Uh-huh.
They last a long time. And now it's in that right there, that beautiful, sexy beast over there. So yeah, but so thank you, Hamza, for the battery. Thank you for sponsoring this live.
Yeah, so
That's Hussein.
yeah, so in this article
Yep.
it says the landowners would switch on and off
Teresa Easter. No way.
the water source
Get outta
whenever
here.
government
Hello.
failed to attend to their queries.
So what?
So they've been doing it for quite a while.
Okay.
They would switch on and off the water
So
source whenever government failed to attend to their queries.
okay, so whenever the government fails to attend to the people's queries or
Yeah.
their requests, they just shut off the water. So this is actually a pretty regular thing. Teresa, I'm just pumped to see you on here. It's been a long time. So, Muslims tournament starts today. Yes, the big soccer tournament in town. So, I'm gonna go. We need to go.
Play soccer?
So tomorrow is Seven's birthday party, and then our 1 year celebration for the first anniversary of Fresh Day
coffee shop.
Coffee. So that's pretty
Yeah.
exciting. Which was actually last week. But I think, yeah, we gotta go down to Subaru Park. That's right, Hamza. We gotta go down there. So for those of you who know, or for those of you who don't know, there is a big soccer tournament starting today, and the food is definitely gonna be good. I'll say that. I've heard it from multiple people now that the food's gonna be really good. So,
Oh yes.
okay,
Yes.
yeah, okay. So there we go. We have another confirmed on the food. So I'm going for the soccer. I'm also going for the food.
The palau would be the best.
Oh man, I can't wait. So
So what are your thoughts on this
okay,
one?
yeah. So I think in Fiji, you know, anytime and my dad told me this from when I was a really, really small kid. He said that anytime anything happens with the Vanua, be careful. That's what he said. So for those of you who don't know, the Vanua is like the land, and but it's more than the land. It's kind of like what connects us between each other, right?
Right.
Between our tribes, between the Matangalis and the Avusas, and you know the Yangona that we present to each other is like a representation of what connects us in our protocols, and how we are, you know, connected through the land and through our history and through our ancestors. And so there is it's a lot similar to the indigenous population back in Canada and North America.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to everybody who's joining us on YouTube over there. You YouTubers over there. We got a big video camera set up here we're going to try to do the post-production on this now. And yeah, welcome to everybody on Facebook. So the land is always a very sensitive issue. And so it's very messy too, because there's a lot of landowning units, different Matangalis and Wusas that also not the right people are sitting in the right seats. And I've heard personally, and you know, heard stories about the Fijian affairs, you know, going in and sorting out, you know, different clans, different Matangalis, and there was the people who thought they were supposed to be chiefs or acting like chiefs were not actually chiefs. So I heard this actually one interesting story, and this I'm answering your question in a long way here, but I think this was in Nandi somewhere. So there was a guy who. Guys, let me know if you guys got any audio issues or anything, but we're like, it's freaking like, we got so many feeds going on right now. There's 1, 2 small mics.
It's like
and a big one.
but to give like a big At the CNN with all the mics.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing
I'd like
interviews.
to announce my bid for the next public idiot of Fiji.
Oh,
so-
it's hard.
Well, hey, you guys can roast me on here because actually this is just my opinion, right? So, think of this in Nandi somewhere. So one of my uncles was there, and he just went to see what was going on because there was this big meeting in this hall, and the Itoke Affairs or the Fijian Affairs guy was at the front,
Oh, shit.
and he had, huh?
Yeah, yeah. No,
So just so you know, on your mic, that doesn't pick up into these two mics, right?
right.
So
just the YouTube.
so you can just put your mic maybe up here and then just talk loud.
Yeah.
Why are you laughing?
No, Jess. Just on the comments.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Okay. Jess, you better be careful. You're gonna want to do some merch soon. So if everybody's here for the merch, you guys better start engaging, asking questions because we're gonna give something away. And at this meeting, the guy, Fijian Affairs guy, sat in front, and everybody's sitting below him. And he's there to sort out who's the real Turani Matangai in this place. And then the guy who was he has a book with all the names, and he was going through the names because he knew the blood trail. Who's your father? Okay, get back. Who's your father? Move down. And because it's all paternal, right? Links. Where is? And he read the name. This guy. And this guy was he was the guy who was either he's actually outside filling the bucket of water for the yamgona that's being mixed. He's taking out the kosa and filling the bucket. Tell him to come inside. And he was just wearing a vest, like a basketball jersey, and cut off, like what? Like leaves, old leaves. And he came inside with the bucket of water, put it down, and he said, "You, come sit up here, beside me. This is your Turani Matangali." This guy here. Everybody else, all you old guys, you sit down there. When you guys have meetings, he sits in the front. And he was the guy who was just taking out the kosa, like the old leftover from the Yangona. So, hope I become Prime Minister of Fiji one day. It'll be straight up chaos. It'll be chaos. Yeah, thank you. I can make ads like the one that I read for Hamza. Anymore. I don't have too many people.
You'll be a very long Prime Minister.
I'd last 3 terms.
More than the previous
More than 60 years.
longer than the previous government.
So, anyways, all that's going to say is there's a lot of landowning units that are messy on the inside, that are being sorted or need to be sorted out. I mean, even in our own land, and it's hard to have a comment on it because you don't know actually what happened, right?
Right.
You don't know the situation in which they were given this land. I know. This is where it comes to like very sensitive subjects because like the renewal, right? So we have to be careful and we have to be sensitive about how we talk about this. I have personal first-hand experience with pieces of land that are given away, and there's confusion around it, and it causes a big divide in families.
Yeah.
And within Matangalis, and so that's where I'm coming from, I guess, with this, is we don't actually know who gave it away, what were the actual terms and agreements, A lot of times, a lot of this stuff happened, with bribery too. I know that happens all the time. Pieces of land given away. Actually, he's the Turani Matangali, but actually our family is in the real bloodline. So it's mine to give away. Or like, it was like in your Kana before, and so then you feel like you have the right. It's your family's land. You have the right to give it away, and it gets given away. So that's why it gets to be a touchy subject. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Am I
Yeah.
just speaking garbage?
No. It's it's a very, especially if a lot of Fijians, they feel like people from the outside don't have any sort of like jurisdiction
Right.
in a way, like you don't have a say in what we do.
Right. Yeah.
What we do goes. Yeah.
So it sounds like what is needed there is intervention from the TLTB, from the Tauke Affairs and Water Authority of Fiji, and probably legal counsel on this of the Matangali to be all in the one place at the same time to figure out exactly what's happened, right?
Yeah.
Because Yeah, it can just be really messy. It can just be really, really messy. And so I hope everything gets sorted out there. Because that
Probably-
sucks for those people that don't have water too.
They'll do a whole Fijian protocol and then they'll talk to them. And like, yeah, but like for 56 years, I
Just
can
leave it
I
to
can
do it.
for like 56 years I can like say they've like they're fed up. They're
Yeah,
fed
yeah.
up of like the previous governments and like the promises and all
Yeah.
these things.
Yeah.
And so they do what they did, like they don't care about what other people like go through, all the
Right.
in the schools and all this, like people suffering from lack of water. But they've been like for 56 years. I mean, like I understand, like yeah,
Yeah.
they've
Exactly.
given up, like because they're using their resources from their land. So
Yeah.
it's only right for them to do such a thing. But then again,
Okay, we got a question here. What is your honest opinion of, thank you, can you write down this name please? Leo R. Williams. Bunua Lailai. Will everybody? Oh my god. Will Facebook, will everybody on YouTube, and everybody watching after the fact.
Leo, what?
Leo R. Williams. Manua Lailai. What is your honest opinion of the TLTB? So that's the Itoke Land Trust Board. And so, did it used to have a different name?
Who?
The TLTB?
NLTB.
NLTB, right, Native Land Trust Board, right?
Hmm.
So, what is your honest opinion of the TLTB put in place by Ratu Sukuna? Was TLTB pro-colonialism or more in favor of Itaukes? So, I have a lot of respect for Ratu Sukuna, so I'm really, really hesitant to say anything. And like, I'm also an idiot, guys. There we go. I said it. I'm an idiot. I have to say that once a podcast there, once a live at least. So, what?
Boy, corrui. Ah, correct.
Where's the gum? Man? I need to taste it. Suki, Mike.
I have
Yeah, yeah.
No,
peanuts.
okay, it's done. So, and I think I've talked about this. No, actually, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys would be ticked off. With the So I've had the privilege of spending a lot of time in another country that had colonialism, or people come from other countries and inhabit the land, right? So that's Canada, and the U.S. also the same. But in my experience in Canada, and growing up in a community actually where most of my friends were Indigenous or First Nations, or as they say in Fiji, which is super not like what do you say, like.
What?
It's not appropriate. It's like Red Indians. So if anybody
Right,
calls
right.
them Red Indians, it's that's a very offensive thing. But just so you know, like who I'm talking about, right? For the sake of the conversation, they were, the land was divided and conquered, and they were basically given very. This is a sensitive subject, so you guys gotta bear with me here, okay?
Yeah.
Like I need to say this properly. They were basically given land, which we would call a village boundary. So hundreds or thousands of people put into very, very, very tight spaces, and then the rest of the land was turned into crown land, or was owned by the pioneering families, right? So I think seeing that and seeing the effect that had, there was also a lot of other terrible things that happened with colonialism in North America. Seeing that, what happened there, and now coming to Fiji and seeing how this has been set up is actually really, really cool, because I think that Ratsukuna actually did a really good thing. So let me explain myself. Why did I think that Ratsukuna did a good thing? I think that he saw what was going to be necessary for the progress of a democratic nation, and the way in which land would become a very, very prized possession. And so right now, like our Matangali, made up of it's small. It's only maybe 80 something, like in the 80 to 100 in the Willinicambua. So it's pretty small for a clan. We have about 3,200 acres or something that's allotted for us. That's in our reserve, okay? that's in our Kungkong. So, whereas like the same amount of people in a reserve in Canada might, they might be squeezed onto this basically, like a 2.5 acre parcel, and so much of our land is protected by what he did actually, and I think. Like there's stories about where he stayed in our area in Senganga, like when he came and he said, okay, from that place to this place, and he was dividing. He actually went and he like chose. There where the boundaries were and stuff.
Yep.
And I actually think it's actually what has protected our land up to this point, because the way I see it, and one of the reasons that I'm here in Fiji is because I feel like that is it's more at risk than people know, because I don't think we utilize the land properly, and I think that eventually, to keep up with the rest of the world, and people say, oh, we don't need to keep up with the rest of the world, but everybody wants good education. It's a human right. Everybody wants good water. It's a human right. We all want internet and cell phones. We want good roads, and we complain when they're full of potholes. So those are the kind of things that we get given when we're in like a capitalist democratic society where we pay taxes and we compete with each other, and whoever does better wins the most, right? And so the thing that happens there though is that like land becomes a very, very precious resource. And so if we do not start utilizing the land properly, all it takes is the wrong government at the wrong time, with the wrong situations for us as citizens, for them to start taking our land away. And at which point, I believe, we're just seeing what happened in Canada, that we'll be just left with our village boundaries. So that's a really, really hot take, because that's a big threat, right? To think of land in that way. But I think we have to start using our land, because if we, most of us are not actual income taxpayers. Most of us pay tax by, buying the tins of tuna and the stuff we go to the grocery store for, right? So a lot of people, especially in Vanuatu, we don't actually pay taxes until we buy something. So like in most nations, everybody who has a job gets taxed twice. You get taxed on the money that you make and the money you spend. And so most of us only get taxed on the money that we spend, because a lot of it's brought in and not accounted for, like, through agriculture and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think we need to be responsible to use the land, because one day it'll be realized that, say for instance, China finds that they can really do a lot of precious things with our land, and they offer the wrong government, if we elect the wrong government, a huge amount of money might be, hey, we'll pay off your national debt for you in exchange for Vanuatu. You guys think that's crazy? And then the deal will be sweetened. Don't worry, you still get this land, and every landowner unit will get so many $1,000s and millions or whatever, and it's all going to be good and golden. It's like, we need to be careful, and we need to start using and utilizing our land properly, because I actually think it's like something that we've been given to steward well, and I think if we don't steward it well, we'll be punished. So that's a long answer to that question. But, yeah. Wow. Yeah. What do you got? What do you got on there?
Just Kritesh, like, agreeing.
Sam, can you get on the Facebook?
I respect the
Can you see the
TLTB.
comments that are coming in, or do you not see it?
I'm on the YouTube feed right now, but I'll check out Facebook.
Can you get off the YouTube one and go on Facebook, so we don't have too many streams eating away at the Wi-Fi? Or are you on your own Wi-Fi?
I'm on my hotspot.
And it's working?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, then never mind. Sorry.
All good.
Because it'd be helpful if somebody could read me the Facebook ones. I just can't keep up there.
Perfect.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just Kritesh, like, with the comments. I respect the TLTB, but man, it's so hard to deal with that.
Yeah. I'm not saying that the TLTB is not mostly a broken system or a broken construct, I guess. It definitely needs attention in ways that, like, I don't know what the answers are, but everything takes a very, very long time, and I don't know anything about it. That's the problem, and that's why I have a hard time talking about it, because, like, it's like stuff shouldn't take that long, you know? Like it, there's there's a leadership problem with that, and I don't know where that lies, but we need to look into that, and people need to start taking ownership for the things that go on. Because the problem right now is we come from a time where nobody could take ownership because they would be punished for it, and so we're in a different season now, and so it's time for people to start taking ownership
Yeah.
of their, you know, whatever job you have, you got to take ownership. And even it comes to you guys who are watching, like if you guys have land that's not being used, I taking ownership looks like using the land. Um, Taking ownership is also like, you know, you don't use the land. Okay, 50 years from now, our kids and our grandkids get the land taken away. You you also have to own the fact that you didn't do anything and it got taken away, and that's your fault. So you don't get to, you either do something and then you can complain, you know, about all the other people who aren't, or you don't do anything and you own the fact that like you could have done something and you didn't. Either or, like ownership, I think is the number one, hands down the number one leadership quality that I would look for before anything else. Is somebody's ability.
Tanggalig world and I am a matanggalig.
No, no, that's terrible. Come on,
Another one here. He says, "Oh, your Fijian alarm clock went off. I hear the rooster."
Oh yeah, yeah. Dude, that is that one jungly, like no hair on the neck chicken. Man.
Jungly chicken. Jungly
Right, I think.
rooster.
I'm gonna take it out tomorrow.
Yeah, no Rocco. No Rocco. Resource rich, cash poor. Government needs to work with the landowners to develop their land. Yes, agreed. Watch from the States. What's up, Jim? What's up, Jim? Thank you everybody for joining in. Buok kami Singatoka here. What's up?
Normally, it's like ASMR with John on the med today. And normally it goes, hello, Jess. I'd pay to hear John's ASMR channel where he opens crinkly wrapping paper.
Oh yeah, you wish. Yeah. No. You have to check out my other one where I
No.
There's one girl farted in jars and sold her farts.
What?
Yeah, that was crazy. She made
didn't
good
get one?
money.
No.
This conversation and like we're gonna see the numbers. So, yeah, there's a girl in the States who would fart into jars and sell them to, I guess, perverts.
Wow.
But
That's
she
a
actually
thing?
ended up getting like bowel issues because she was making lots and
Oh,
lots
she
of
was
money.
trying to get gas? Like,
Yeah, but like the stuff that she was eating to be gassy, so that she could sell enough farts, was actually starting to like eat away at the stomach lining, or like her intestinal lining,
whoa.
and so yeah, she had to stop the.
I think she's
farts
Australian.
business. But if you guys aren't
that's a-
going to
that's
use the
a-
land, I guess we could always sell our farts.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
There's also that gamer girl backwater.
Oh yeah, some people sell their dirty bathwater.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
They'll feed
My
you
mother's
to
like,
the
oh,
streamer.
what the fuck. Okay, moving on. All right.
Well, Australians would do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the supermarket signs up for My Cash QR payment services. What is this? What do we got here? Let's talk about My Cash. You guys want to talk about My Cash? So, we have two methods of kind of like mobile payment. One of them is My Cash. So, Shop and Save supermarkets now accept My Cash QR payment service as well as processing My Cash deposit. So that's a big deal. So actually, if you go to Africa and a lot of these nations, the less people bank as they do mobile bank. So basically, the mobile companies. So this is not new. Like all this, like M-Pesa or MyCash. This is not new. New to Fiji maybe, but it's been going on for a while in places like Africa. Lots of these like rural nations that have a. We're good. We have a problem with the sound.
Huh?
You have a problem with the sound?
No. Just charging.
Where people will take the money, say you get your paycheck from work, then you go to like a little Digicel booth and you just deposit the money with them, and it all goes onto your cell phone. It's attached to your number, and then every store, all the places wherever you go, you can just scan QR codes and pay for your stuff that way. So basically, the mobile providers become the bank, and this is one of one of the most ultimate moves that any company can make, is to convince you to give them your money without giving you anything in return. So basically, like, if you are, say, Digicel, or whoever you are across the world, AT&T or whatever it is, take that. If I say a million people give you $10 each, so that's $10 million, and you now and invest, because these people are just gonna, everybody's just gonna take out little bits at a time, and you, not only do you take their money and then you go use it to expand your own business, you charge them fees to then go and spend that money wherever they go. So it's like, it'd be like, okay, so the kids here, right? They're playing with one of my soccer balls, right? And so it'd be like that if that was, that was their soccer ball, and they gave it to me. Hey, Jonathan, can you keep my soccer ball? Yeah, sure, I'll keep your soccer ball. And then every time that they want to come use it, I charge them for it. But then I always get to keep it at the end. That's basically what gets to happen. And it's the same. It's the same idea behind like gift cards and stuff like that. So any businesses, gift cards are huge back in Canada and the States, and so in other countries, Western countries, because it's just a way for companies to get a ton of cash up front, so they can go and make investments in machinery or equipment or personnel, and then they give away the product later. So, like, you should always, like, your money's always better working for you than it is working, like, giving it to somebody else. So that's why most companies don't pay until like the last minute, like if they have invoices due or whatever, because like they can make their money, make them more money than they could if they just paid you it. So they'll keep it right till the end of the month, because they can, like, if I have $100 and I owe it to you, but like I need to put $100 of fuel in my vehicle so that I can go do a job to make $200.
So
It's
then,
like, I'm gonna just keep that money until then I have to pay that invoice.
yeah.
Because now I have 200 instead of 100. You know what I mean? So it's like, gift cards are another like scheme like that, where companies will get you to give you their money,
Right.
or give them your money, and they just are able to then go and invest it. So it's pretty smart, and I think it's actually really convenient for rural, countries with like developing nations with lots of like limited access to cities and stuff like that. Like, it's really, really helpful for us. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. It's convenient. Like I find it easy too.
Yeah, because
Whether
we can like
just-
send money now, and
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, not have like to go to the bank, write up a check. Well, like before, like in the rural maritime islands too, they'd go to the post office
Yeah, right. Yeah.
and just like, and it'll take a day or two to reach, and then whoever's there, like, go to the post office, have to travel from like your village to the main town and get your money. So
What a pain, man.
it's really
Can you imagine
convenient.
being our parents?
Man, yeah.
Yeah,
They
it's not,
find it so
that's-
hard back in the days, yeah.
so if you guys watch Lord of the Rings, where like they leave the Shire and they have to make their big journey, across to Mordor, and so there's a meme that my sister sent me, because my dad, he always tells this story. He didn't get his first shoes till he was in class 8, and he used to have to walk all the way from here to Nanduri on the coast, and it took him like 2 hours each way, And then the meme is like, of like when your dad tells you stories of like how he used to get to school, and it's like just shots out of like Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like making this super long journey, going like up the mountain.
Yeah, I saw that one. I saw that one. Yeah.
Because I think all of us so true. It's
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
Yeah.
like we can all relate. Like, my life was so much harder.
Yeah. I remember growing up, like listening to my dad, like, wow,
And on the Facebook chat.
that is really hard. Like, yeah, it's just barefoot. Like, I got like my bag, a plastic bag, and like go to school. Like, you guys here, like, you guys are so easy nowadays. But like back in the day,
walk 1 hour to the bus.
yeah, woke up at 4 a.m., like cross the river, go up the hill, mountain, and then.
Okay, we get it. You had a hard life. All right.
But I feel like when like the kids nowadays growing up, we would tell them
Oh,
our
yeah.
hard
Oh,
life.
dude, for
Like,
sure, dude. My life was
yeah.
brutal. When I tell my kids about it.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying, Sam? There's another
There's
question.
a question from Felicity on the Facebook chat.
Yeah,
Is your mom or dad Fijian?
my father is Fijian. Yeah,
Mm.
my father is Fijian, so I'm paternally linked, I guess, to Fiji.
Wow.
Which is funny. Like it's, I mean, they're both my parents, right? Like, it shouldn't really. It wouldn't. You would think it wouldn't really matter, but it actually makes a big deal. Like if your father's from Fiji, over your mom being from Fiji.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like getting your citizenship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Because the Fijian Book of Life, or the Willinkabula, is actually, it follows your paternal side. So wherever your father is from is where you are registered.
Right.
So walk for hours, cross the coconut fields, swim the river. 3 hours later, get to school.
Still on time.
Yeah, I still on time.
Yeah.
Never late. And my white Sulu was never dirty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Skills.
Oh yeah, I remember you used to like you told me once like we were coming up from Nanduri, and where your dad and like
Oh, yeah.
Uncle Jonah used to go and like swim in
Swim in that
the
pool?
small pool
Yeah.
by the roadside.
Yeah,
But they would walk from here to there.
Nanduri, yeah.
Boy.
They're from the village. Yeah,
So
that
like
was
just
in-
like how far is the drive from here to Nanduri?
Man, it takes about 20 minutes, I'd say, 25 minutes. But I think it takes them about 2.5 hours with their kids. It's a long ways.
Mm.
That's from here to the coast.
Mm,
Yeah. Boy,
that's really long.
that's crazy. Just so Felicity said, because my husband's Fijian and we have kids, I thought must be your dad. Yes. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get your citizenship in Fiji actually if your dad is Fijian, which is like bizarre, right? You think when it comes to like the federal side or the like the national side of things, it would be like a lot easier, but it's not actually. It's actually, or like it would be equally. Didn't matter who it is, like your mom or your dad, but it matters. Okay, so then Rua signed 2 players. That young kid, eh?
Yeah.
What's his name? Yeah, Isaiah. Yeah. Ravula. So Isaiah Armstrong Ravula. And then outside that, Epeli Ongaidele have been selected to join the Spy Shipping Fiji and Rua team for the upcoming 2024 season. So they all received offers from other clubs, but I think they really want to play in Fiji. Yeah, guys, we gotta start telling the story of the Fiji and Rua better. Like, like here's what you do, right? Here's what I would do. I mean, I don't know what their budget is, but like, if you were actually like, if you're gonna sign these guys, have their vlogs and their life story like videos ready to go to be released to the public like the moment it's announced that they've been signed. Have that ready to go, with
Yeah.
their jersey with the name on it, like
Story.
everything.
Yep.
Have it all the merch like ready to go. But I'm a hater. I just think that like we can market our rugby so much better than we do. Oh, what did Dan Fiji say? Did he get back to you?
No, he didn't reach out yet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you message?
Yeah, I messaged him about one of his thoughts. Hopefully he could join us on the next live
Yeah.
on Monday
Okay.
to talk about the eBay stuff.
Right, yeah. So,
Yeah.
because Chundra Ralu here said, what would be your advice to people in Fiji who get easily hooked by pyramid money schemes like eBay that use their hard-earned money, then it disappears? So, actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that question for next week because hopefully we can get on Dan Fiji, who's another. He's a content creator, or what does he actually do?
So
I
yeah,
actually
content creator, yeah, for games and
He's a
and like
streamer,
it's just streamer,
Okay,
yeah.
so gaming streamer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like a really, really nice guy, but I've actually never met him. So
PUBG.
He's kind of the guy that he's kind of responsible for getting this shut down. You see?
Yes, like
Where is he?
yeah. He exposed the scammers.
The eBay scam
Yeah.
that was going on in Fiji. So,
So now like there's an article.
but Jen, what's up? See, Surrey, BC. I knew it. Represent.
there's an article like saying like the agents within Fiji,
Oh, really?
like yeah, the
Their
government's
actual
like running up to them, like
Let me see.
yeah, they're probably gonna get in trouble. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful, baby. Got
So
to be careful.
yeah, so everybody like hopefully by next week we'll have Dan Fiji in the chat and live with us to talk about more on that.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So then, because he can give you guys the real details. So we'll announce that ahead of time that Dan's coming on. Yeah, if any of you guys know Dan, tell him to check his messages. I
Yeah.
don't know. Where'd you message him?
On Twitter.
On Twitter?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. For the first time in Fiji rugby history, we actually have depth in our tens with the signing of Ravula. So he played for the under 20, right? Didn't he? So I've actually never seen him play, but obviously he's good. He got offers from other clubs and everything. So, oh yeah, he played for the U20s in the recent U20 World Rugby U20 Championship. Yeah, it's exciting. What do are you guys excited for the game on Monday?
Yeah.
Excited for the game.
Well, I feel
11 yeah, Bula.
gonna be a lot of Fijians playing with Australia. 7.
Would like hello from the Sunshine Coast. Would like to hear the person in the background also. Yeah, so we gotta kind of figure this out because maybe we won't use the podcast.
I'm gonna disown you if
The
you're
audio would
my
be nice, though,
kid.
on this
Sam,
on Facebook.
Sam's asking what game is going on Monday. Like,
No, I know it's the
like-
Rugby World Cup.
oh, okay.
I just don't know who's playing.
Oh,
Alright. I'll slap you if you
Fiji-
didn't know.
Fiji,
Fiji versus Australia.
Mozambique.
Hey!
Barcelona. It's Fiji versus Surrey.
Fiji versus the Kangaroos.
Ioani, Albert,
Coconut.
Edwin, Sandy, Malawi, M16. Where in Malawi? I was just in Malawi a few years ago, actually.
Oh, 8:45 a.m. Sorry, no. Whereabouts are you staying right now?
Normally,
Yeah,
dude.
8:45 Sunday my time.
Right now,
No, his
Oh!
time. So
Norm's
Right.
in a different planet. He's like interstellar over there. He's with Matthew McConaughey.
Mars.
Yeah, he's in Mars.
Mas.
Yeah.
Oh, Vancouver, Canada.
Mas.
Hey.
Okay. All right.
Alright.
What else? What do you guys want to talk about? Because I keep pulling up headlines here, but like let's start the chats up. What are you guys worked up? So I know a lot of people. Dan Carter, I'll be playing for Fiji on Monday. I'll be kicking balls. Really? Yeah, I'll be kicking TVs if it's the same result as the last game.
Bro, what about the commentators on
Too good, man. Too good.
the what's the game? Fiji versus
Wales?
Wales.
Wales, yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
I think I have. So here's the other
Who's
one. that
Robbie
I really
Vickerman?
like.
Yeah, well he commented back.
Because we're actually gonna make a reel out of this. So everybody who's on the live gets a preview.
Oh yeah. So good.
Yeah, there's this part which I love. Let's go right there.
What do you see in pitch today? These substitutes are going to be so crucial in the last quarter. Oh, they are. And every time I look across those substitutes, I get transfixed.
Yeah.
Rob Beckerman.
Yeah, goes.
Every
Rob
time I
Vickerman,
look over, I
man.
get transfixed on Tiso's calf.
Hey.
Yeah. What did he say?
It's not that clear.
Can't think of anything scary in here than lining up opposite to his over. He's so monstrous. You can't even get socks that fit. He's not been skipping leg day, that's just so cool. He skips 2 leg
2 leg days. Yeah.
He's not been skipping leg day. He's been skipping 2
Two
leg
leg
days. Let's go. And then he's like, he's got calves like Christmas hams. Dude, these guys are too funny, man. Too good. Rob Vickerman. Shout out to Rob Vickerman for like resharing that on his.
Yeah, he did.
Instagram.
He reshared it on his story.
Yeah,
Uh,
that was fun. It's social media is a really weird place, eh?
mm.
Everyone is using it, says Tico Gundua. Using what? Oh,
The word. The C word.
Oh, everyone is using it, says Tikundundo. Okay, here we go. Okay, yes,
Yeah.
all right. Finally, we get to talk about something good. Sanjay Dad, hi brother, good to see you, my brother, watching you all the way from Vancouver Island. Oh, whereabouts? Where are you in Vancouver Island? I went all the way from, once we went all the way from Victoria, all the way up to Bamfield. No, Bob Bamfield. Right, yeah, right to the top. We did as least amount of pavement as we did, so it was like a big off-roading trip.
Hmm.
Dude, it's just the most beautiful place ever. It was so nice.
Hmm.
So, Minister for Home Affairs Pio Ticudua has clarified his reason for referring to Grace Road Group as a cult. Grace Road criticized the minister's use of the term cult.
I'm going to YouTube too.
I'd like everybody to look up the meaning of the word cult.
Cult.
Define cult.
Cult.
A system of religious veneration and devotion directed towards a particular figure or object. Part of a larger and more acceptable. When you're a Fijian, okay, like Pio Tikunundua, and like us, a small religious group would be okay, Grace Road. They believe that Fiji is the promised land, right? And then when there's video evidence where if the leader, whatever her name is, says that we're nice, Fijians are nice, but we're kind of stupid, and we're going to be her slaves. Well, we take that as being pretty extreme and kind of feeling dangerous, right? So you don't like the word cult? Well, then you might need to change some of your culty wording.
Cease's comment.
Criticized the minister's use of the term cult and questioned why the president Daniel Kim is detained by the immigration department. To FBC News about his term of the cult, but declined to comment on Kim's detention. It is a matter before the court. Well, that's what everyone is using. It's a commonly used expression for people believed to be what the organization is about. They are residents here, which is what we respect. We also respect that they are a religious group, but it's the word everybody uses about them. Yeah, me too. So I got your back, bro. Grace Road Group Director, Dr. Jiwon Kim, claims that President Daniel Kim has been detained for allegedly questioning the government. This is about, and then Tirundodo says the people listed on the Interpol red notice are the current problem, not Grace Road. This is about fugitives wanted by the partners, citizen of the company's attorney says the injunction acquired from the High Court to keep Daniel Kim in the country will expire next Monday. So Tirundodo is contending because he believes Kim is an illegal immigrant. So we need to be careful with this. Because we respect them. What he said, they are a registered business here, which is what we respect. But being a registered business isn't enough. Like we need to. There's lots and lots of talk and proof, or what we hear is proof. That they don't pay their Korean employees, and so if you have a group of people that's brainwashed into coming all the way from a foreign country to live in the promised land, it's not that far of a stretch to think that they might work for free, right? And if you have a bunch of people who work for free, it's hard for a lot of us local business people to have businesses that can compete with companies that don't have to have a payroll. So I'm not saying that they don't pay the local staff or whatever, because I'm sure they do, to keep things G and to make sure that we're not really looking into them that much. But it is actually a problem, and we need to send some moles in. Really, is what we need to do. We need to have people on the inside that are reporting, and I don't think that would be very hard to do. I mean, I'll do it. If they want somebody on the inside, I'll go. I mean, where can I work for Grace Road? You guys just see me just suited up at one of the restaurants, just
a snowy house.
got my mic on, just. But I mean, the problem is their food is so dang good, and their places are so clean that you can't help but go. How do you, Sharon Dersh?
So
How
see
do
some
you?
Musundroka, if it looks like a cult, smells like a cult, it's very likely a cult.
Yeah, yeah. What do they say? Where there's smoke, there's fire, and where there's fire, there's flame.
Mm.
That would be this. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Through the fire.
How do you balance business obligations in Fijian culture and Fijian cultural obligations? Well, I'm in light of the beginning of a conversation where we talked about that you have to I think we have to use the land responsibly, and so that is something, and utilize it to the best of our abilities, and that's something that is not done in a lot of places in Fiji. Like that is something different, and we're trying to do something different with our brand, with our company. I mean, look at this. Like we're sitting here on a Friday night doing a live stream. That's different. So if I want to get different results than everybody else, I have to do things in another way to say that is like I can't expect to do the same thing as everybody else and get a different result. Does that make sense? So Sharon, that's just, and if that doesn't sit right with people, then I can't help the way that people feel about me, and you never will be able to. And I think we discussed it on the last live. It's like, don't listen to people's opinions who don't have dreams bigger. Like don't listen to people's opinion. Dude, don't listen to the opinion of people whose dreams are not bigger enough for yourself. And so, with those two things in mind, and knowing, how a lot of the Fijian culture works, it's not a far stretch to think that, the people who criticize you will probably be the same people who are there, like, when you get successful with their hand out, asking you for something. May I borrow or can I have some? And or can I piggyback? So I don't know. I want a different result for this whole community, and so like if I got to be hated for a little while to make sure that I can have a processing plant here one day that employs people, or we can all plant our farms and then we can buy from them.
No, I'm reading on the
Facebook?
Facebook, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's one. Can you write that name down?
Yes, Sharon.
Sharon.
There's another comment from Dawn. I would suggest if you could conduct workshops to create awareness amongst landowners on how to utilize their land and be debt-free.
Conduct workshops with landowners on how to utilize the land. Yeah, like I agree. Here's what I've like. So we've been here for 4 years now, I guess. And what I find is that like we're all whatever, and you never hear back. And I've been part of meetings in Senganga where people come by with these big dreams and aspirations. Plant cassava. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna turn it into flour. And then we never hear back from them. And and they start getting excited and they start planting cassava, and then then I said, no, sorry, like I'm not. And like, oh yeah, agriculture told me to plant ginger, so I have lots of ginger and I don't have anywhere to sell it to. It's like, I think at the end of the day, I think like, workshops and these awareness things, that like people are obsessed with awareness and all this stuff, and it's like, you know what this awareness stuff is? It's a checkbox to check for the people that give the money and the people that have to answer to the people above them, so that they told people about what why this is important. And like in order to build the village hall, you got to form a youth group, and then once a youth group is formed, then we can conduct what's this? What, like with one NGO, for example, then once the youth group was formed, they would conduct emergency disaster management training, like for hurricanes and stuff. And then what's that? It's just so that they can so they can check a box, so that they can tell their donors who are, back in whatever country,
Right.
who are donating money to these charities, that they get a big tax write-off from. That they did, we did 30,000 your money, and it's like half the money gets eaten up in these brand new vehicles that they rent and drive around. Red Cross is probably one of the best. Like they seem to actually be able to like do something, or you do something and you fill out a paperwork and
Mm.
something actually happens. It takes a while, but like it actually happens.
There's a lot of I'd say there's a lot of NGOs within Fiji,
Yeah,
and there are very few that does the work.
yeah. So Judy said there's a lot of NGOs in Fiji. There's very few that actually do the work.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
like you can actually see it, you know.
yeah. Like we just want to see something.
Yeah.
Like so, like what? Like everybody knows. Like I did some. You know, I bought turmeric for a few weeks because I was selling to an exporter, who ended up screwing me over and actually never bought any of the turmeric that I bought from people. And so, like, like it's very